really his mission, his ministry now, sitting on the right hand of God, praying, interceding for us, right? So when I talk about comforter, you know, a lot of time, you know, from experience, you and I, even as ministers, we know that when people are dealing with situations, a lot of time we don't even know what to say. We don't know how to comfort them. But what we know for sure is that the Holy Spirit knows everything.
And he specializes exactly in that. He knows the right words. Exactly. He knows the right touch. He knows the right approach to bring in comfort to each one of us.
Don't we see that what happened in the Old Testament with Job? You know, like sometimes you might just be quiet, just the look, just the visit, just the touch, you know, but the Holy Spirit directs you and instructs you on how to get this accomplished to comfort his own people.
His own people. I love that. And we're talking of the ministry of the Holy Spirit. You know, we might have people watching that don't even know what that is to begin with. When we say the Holy Spirit, you've said it so well, the third person, when you say ministry, basically we're saying this third person of the Trinity has a job, has a function, has responsibility. For us as children of God, as followers of Jesus Christ, he does some specific things. I have to know him first and then know what he does for me to be able to activate that and begin to live and walk in that and grow in that.
From that analogy you use about guests, even when we bring guests on this show, from that analogy, you have to acknowledge that that Holy Spirit lives inside of you.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, there was a book that came out one time, Good Morning, Holy Spirit. I think we actually have a copy in our library. Good Morning, Holy Spirit. And our pastor also taught one time extensively on the Holy Spirit. The idea of acknowledging the Holy Spirit. Because he's a person, you have to acknowledge he exists, he's there, he lives in you, and he's not a temporary guest.
That's right. He's a permanent resident.
He's a permanent resident. He's a permanent resident of our lives.
That's right.
So when I get up in the morning, I have to acknowledge, good morning, Holy Spirit.
Wow. No wonder 1 Corinthians 3:16 said, know ye not that ye are the temple of the Holy Spirit. That means the Holy Spirit, the temple where the Holy Spirit resides and where he lives, it's your body, my body. That is amazing. Oh, well, don't we have other ministry that I want to talk about?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So the Holy Spirit also from that John 14, so you've talked about the Comforter, right?
Yes.
And we see the Holy Spirit is our heavenly coach. Yes. So for anyone that has played sports and has had coaches in their lifetime, and you know how coaches sometimes are, they're very
passionate. Coaches make you live right.
They make you live right. They act everything, whatever is required of you, there is no excuses. The Holy Spirit is our heavenly coach. And coaches, we see in the natural, brings out the best in you, right? And the Holy Spirit, that is our permanent resident on the inside of us, brings out the best in us. So sometimes he will have us do some things we don't want to do.
That's right.
Just like your coaches, your earthly coaches have you.
Sometimes discipline hurts.
Yes.
But it's for your best.
It's for your best. And he will, like your coaches could have you run laps, right? And maybe even in the hot sun, or push-ups. So the Holy Spirit is our heavenly coach. And he coaches us tenderly and sweetly and lovingly. I love that. Yes.
That is awesome. That's amazing. Yes, that's the attribute, you know, the ministry of the Holy Spirit as a heavenly coach. And the next one that I wanted to talk about is that the Holy Spirit is a truth teller.
Wow, he's a truth teller. He tells the truth.
That's right.
So, John, we saw that in John 14:17. Jesus calls him the Spirit of truth. And he tells us why he calls it the Spirit of truth. He said the world cannot receive him because they do not see him and they do not know him.
Wow, that is amazing. It's going back to what we were talking about, that you have to acknowledge the Holy Spirit. You have to identify with the Holy Spirit. You have to recognize the presence of the Holy Spirit. You have to understand that the Holy Spirit is not squatter. It's not a temporary tenant. It's a permanent resident inside of you.
That's very true.
Right?
You can have friendship with someone that you don't even know exists, or someone that you won't acknowledge. You know,
that is amazing.
You can't develop a friendship with them without that. And so we see that the Holy Spirit is that spirit of truth. And is a truth teller. I like how you said that. He's a truth teller.
You know, I was looking at these scriptures. I believe it's in John 4:24. What it says there, it says that God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
I love that. Yes, that's John 4:24.
Yeah, God is spirit. So when we're talking about God